Hi, welcome to PV on the Run. We know that you know that it's Assatu. Come on. Try to keep up. This campus is a little tricky. From all over Texas, you pick your education from your college. I want to see what your school has to offer.
I run my football team.
I run my education.
I run my school.
I run my education.
I run my org.
Wait, I run my show.
This is where I go to different campuses to get the students' view on campus activities.
Well, that wraps it up. Let's get into this episode. Welcome back. We know that you know that it's Assatu, and this is PV on the Run. Today, I will be interviewing an amazing person, one of my good friends. He is a civil engineering major. He's from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Also, president of Delta Theta Chapter Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. Let's welcome in Brian Calvin. Hi, how are you doing? I'm good. Oh my God, it's been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yeah, it's been too long.
No, for real. So how are you doing?
I've been doing good. How about you?
I've been good. I've really been just doing this, getting ready for y'all, getting ready for graduation, trying to do internships, and just trying to stay focused on campus. Especially getting ready to graduate is the most thing I guess a senior would have to do.
Yeah.
But I have a couple questions for you, and then I have a couple questions for a couple people on different lines for the Sigmas. But just to dive into your life, my first question will be, what are you currently doing?
Me currently, I've been being a Sigma course, doing classwork, things of that nature, and then preparing for the career fair, getting my resume right, all that good stuff. Reaching out to my past internships, getting my references in order to, being a senior,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get a graduate job, things of that nature.
Okay, so what do you specifically want to do in civil engineering?
Oh, what I specifically want to do in civil engineering, or my goal is to become a professional engineer.
Okay.
And then when you be a professional engineer, you get hired by like a civil engineering firm, and then I'll be over like their major projects. I'll be able to stamp like a stamp of approval. And then I was looking into getting into transportational engineering. And so transportational engineering, they build like the highways, the roads, and everything underneath the roads, like the pipeways and stuff like that.
Okay, so my first time coming to PV, I was an architecture major before I became a communications major. And at some point I was like, to be honest, all I really want to do is interior design. But I was like, I feel like with architecture, you wearing everybody hat. I was like, I need to pass this on to engineer.
Right.
Because why do I need to know if this house is functional? I just want to design it
Right.
at that point. But how has those challenges or even being a civil engineer impacted what you did or how you're running your life now?
Yeah, so being an engineer, you have to be extremely detailed. Every detail matters because you engineer, you mess up one detail, you can easily kill someone by having like a falling bridge, something of that nature. So you have to be extremely detailed, and then your classwork has to be extremely detailed, and your professors ensure that you're extremely detailed. So with you having to be extremely detailed, I kind of started applying that principle to my life. And when you're detailed in life, you be more organized, more efficient, your life runs more smoothly.
Yeah. Okay, so what is the hardest thing you had to learn being at PV?
The hardest thing I had to learn being at PV was to manage my priorities better. Because it's a lot of distractions at PV. It's a lot of things that you want to do. It's a lot of things that you don't need to do, but you want to do. And so you got to be able to manage your priorities at PV to get what you need to get done, to remember why you came here, which is to get educated.
Yeah.
And for scholarships.
I definitely think that's something I struggle with. And I think that's why they have like PALs and P3s when they come, because people need a guidance. A lot of times the structure is already from high school and stuff like that. So having that free time of your own self, I guess is harder. So with you having structure and you able to function very well, you became the president of a club. I'm so sorry. You became a president of a fraternity. How was it? Was it overwhelming? Was it fun? Like, give us the insight of wanting to be a president of anything, really.
Being a president is always fun because, like, all the ideas and things that you have for, like, events and things on campus, you get to see them come to fruition. when you're president. So you have like a small idea, and then you get to see it like grow. You see people add to it, and then you see like all play out. And then it is overwhelming at first, but then once you realize that you have like a group of brothers that support you no matter what, then it's no longer overwhelming because you always know that you got help. If you can't do something, you know that somebody else in the chapter can do it and uplift you and help it get it done. So even an idea that you might not think is a great idea, when the entire fraternity puts onto the idea, any idea becomes a great idea.
Yeah. It definitely sounds like brotherhood, and I definitely think that y'all having so many people because I don't know if we can say it, but I mostly think Sigmas run the yard because it's so many, especially I have love for Sigmas because my freshman year, when my building caught on fire, it was the Sigmas that came in, helped get our stuff out of there. You know, other fraternity sororities had the ability to like come in and give money and stuff like that, but at that time it's moving so many girls out of one building with a lot of emotions, and us having y'all there at the time and everybody else who helped, but me being able to see the blue there really made me like, okay, I genuinely know, and I could tell that these guys are genuine in what they do.
Yeah.
So apart from that, who can you say impacted your life outside of family? If it was somebody that you met yesterday or if it's somebody that you met like 2 years ago?
So the people that impacted my life the most while I was at PV, I'd say like the roommates that I had over the years and stuff, because you learn a lot from like their different backgrounds, their different walks of life, their different whys on why they came to college. And so just taking from them, learning their approaches to stuff, you get to like gain like a more, not societal understanding, I don't know the word, but you get to like, you understand yourself, but understanding others allow you to understand yourself more, and you get like a greater understanding of like the world and your environment and like campus itself.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I had a roommate that was from Missouri, and so out of state, things like that, like you just get to like get like a greater understanding of everybody that's at PV.
Okay. So with you also being here, how long have you been here?
I've been here for 5 years.
Oh.
This is the 5th year.
Oh
like,
my
currently.
God.
So you gotta graduate.
Yeah, I know you're ready to go. So with you being here for so long, what is something that the school had that you wasn't able to be a part of because you were always so busy?
Being always so busy, I think it's not something I wasn't able to be a part of. It's just things I'm not able to attend. Like PV is so busy, have so many events every single day that like maybe you want to go to this event and you just can't because you just not able to. Like the Showtime at the Apollo my freshman year, I think was a great Showtime at the Apollo, but I didn't get to go. All I did was be able to see like the clips on Twitter afterwards. So that was like one that I wished I was able to go to that I just wasn't able to because I had other things to accomplish that day.
Okay. So for anybody that wants to attend PV, what would be your advice to them?
If you attend PV, I suggest that you immerse yourself in the world. When I say that, I mean like you go to all the events, you join a lot of different clubs, you attend fraternities, sororities, everything that PV has to offer, you do it. Career fair, things like that. If career services is having an event, you go to that event. If SGA is having an event, you go to that event. CAP. Everybody on this campus is like very helping and very nice. And so when you like attend all the events and things like that, you just become like a greater person, more well-rounded, and you enjoy your time at PV way more.
Yeah. So for my last question for you, I would say give advice to people that want to become a Sigma, or like anything that they should start doing now to join.
If you want to become a Sigma or any great organization for that matters, whatever you see that organization as, so if you see Sigmas as leaders or if you see Sigmas as mentors, you should start being that yourself already. Because once you join that organization, that's what people are going to expect you to be. So if you already is that, then becoming that will be so much easier.
Yeah, you really have to put like your foot into the door that you already want. I definitely think that people want people in high position or in certain positions. It's like building your resume.
Yeah.
But all right, y'all, we only have a few more minutes with the most amazing Brian, but I feel like we need something more inspirational to keep us going. And before we go over, we have Nicholas, Ruben, and London that's going to be joining us right after. Furthermore, here is Tracy with Encourage.Mental to give us an uplift for our day. The quote for today is going to be, if you can't fly, then run. If you can't run, then walk. And if you can't walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, keep moving forward, by Martin Luther King. Welcome back, y'all. Let's welcome in them amazing boys, Nicholas, Ruben, and London. Hey, how are y'all? I'm good.
Thank you for having us.
Thank y'all for coming. Hey. Oh my God. Hey. How are y'all doing?
Great.
Feeling great.
Thank y'all so much for coming. So the inspiration that Tracy just said, I really felt that because she said, instead of looking at the past, put yourself 20 years and try to look at what you are doing now in order to get there. How do y'all feel like what y'all doing now is aiming y'all to get there for later?
Honestly, the connections. What we all strive for right now, honestly, being brothers of the chapter, is making those meaningful connections not only within the chapter, but outside of it as well. So it sets us up for that 20-year gap, right? And then when we see ourselves in that 20-year gap 20 years later, we can look back on it and we can say, I have all this wisdom that I can now give back to those who came after me, right? So I think that's probably the main thing of most of us here.
That's fair. I mean, to add on to that, I've been telling all of my line brothers, start investing in stocks. 20 years from now, I honestly don't want to be working. And so I've been trying to tell them, just invest, like the little money that you may do sports gambling on. You can put it into Robinhood and let the money work for you. So that's my thing.
That parlay hit.
The parlay would hit.
Come on,
No,
now.
it would not.
Damn,
They're
out
scamming. Hey, real stuff. Do y'all research. They're scamming.
We still do it though.
Did y'all, when y'all were younger, and I think like middle school, elementary, did y'all have kid biz? It's like where like each kid gets to become like an entrepreneur for a day and you become a consumer later. Did y'all have anything like that?
Oh my! You just unlocked a memory in my brain.
For real.
No, for real. Like there was so back when I was, I think maybe middle school, we did like, I guess it was like this thing where it was like econ or something like that, and we all, we were supposed to choose a business. It was like this big warehouse, and we went in there, and there was businesses everywhere, and I was a weatherman. I remember going home that day and telling my dad, I want to be a weatherman. Like, that was so in my brain. 10 years later, I'm a business major.
No, I had something similar to that. It wasn't more like buying and trading. It was more like bartering. So I had these little remote control cars, and other people, they brought like other items, like the little things that balance when you hold it. And so what we did was, so there was like 2 shifts. So like the first hour, you might be, be able to walk around, go trade stuff in, barter with people to understand how commerce works, if you saw something that you liked. And then maybe that second hour, that's what I did. The second hour, I was more like at my shop, waiting for customers to come wanting to barter. I remember being kind of mad because I sold out of all the RC cars that I really wanted. I really didn't want to sell it, but hey.
Yeah.
And then you changed your major. What's your major now?
Computer science.
Yeah, I said I was going to be a business person and I was going to sell candy pickles and everybody's going to love my pickles and I'll be the best person selling pickles. And now I am a communications major, being an anchor, MMJ, talking about the weather and sports.
What a wake up.
She took your job, basically.
Kind of sort of. Wait, pickles?
Pickles, candy pickles.
She's trying to be the candy lady.
I ain't mad at it.
Come on now.
I feel like entrepreneur. I think I went into architecture and then I went into communications and then minored in psychology. I definitely think that what I wanted to do first as a kindergartner or as a high schooler is something that completely changed when you actually got into college. When I was doing architecture in high school, it was mostly playing Roblox and stuff like that and building stuff. But when I got here, it was nothing like that. So how do you feel like the things that you was doing before has affected what you have now? So did y'all have like a major change? Did y'all have a change in inspiration or anything like that?
So, me personally, I always had 2 inspirations. I like building things, so I always wanted to be an engineer. And then I always see myself as a leader since I was young. Like, I looked up to like Malcolm X, John Lewis, and people like that. So I always wanted to do political science or civil engineering. And then my mom one time told me, like, Brian, what if you don't go to law school? Or, like, what if you don't get elected into Congress? Or, like, what if this, what if that? And then my older brother's like, yeah. And then you can go to law school and just be an engineer major first. And I was like, oh, yeah, that is true. And so I kind of stuck with what I thought I was going to be in third grade. I'm in school for doing it right now. But when I did those internships, it kind of changed a little bit. Like, I thought I would be outside actually, like, telling people how to build a building, stuff like that. It's way more boring in person. Like, I'd be sitting at the desk and I'd be like on AutoCAD or SolidWorks or Inventor, designing things like that more of the time. And then got to be like way more attention to detail and things like that. And so it kind of made me like, well, engineering is fun, but this is not what you see yourself doing until the day you die. So maybe I do need to get into them stocks like Nick said, or start my own business like you guys had the opportunities to do when you guys was in elementary school and things like that.
Yeah. Candy pickle sounds amazing.
Yeah, I can add to that. You know, as a kid, I wanted to be an engineer, but you know, as I got to high school, I was an athlete, and I decided to want to be a sports physician because you know I had a dream and I love sports, and so I wanted to make sure when people got hurt, they broke a bone, they tore a ligament. I wanted to make sure that they're still able to pursue their passion, to pursue basically their livelihood at that point. But once I stopped playing sports after high school and really got to college, I realized that I didn't want to go to school for 10 years after college. Like, I didn't want to have to do residency. And also, I thought about how it would impact me and my family financially.
Yeah.
It would take a long time for me to actually start building wealth, actually start building the generational wealth that I envisioned for myself. So I thought, okay, I used to love engineering. What field do I love? I like computers. Coding to me is like a puzzle, and I love puzzles growing up. So that's ultimately what I do now. And I also realized that engineering, the quicker turnaround to make wealth and actually retire my parents, build the generational wealth that I envisioned for me and my people, that's something that is more obtainable and closer that I'm close to obtaining now.
That's really good. Let's go ahead and dive some more into y'all. I have a couple more questions for y'all. Apart from being a Sigma, what orgs, if you can name like 2 to 3 orgs that you're in or events that you have done on campus?
I'll take that one. So my freshman year, I came in and I ran for Mr. Freshman, and I actually was elected Mr. Freshman. And mind you, this is coming from Kankakee, Illinois, a place that no one from out here knows. The second year, I was like, I want to improve on how I serve my classmates. So I ran for Mr. Sophomore, ended up getting elected for that. That was just the beginning for me. The same sophomore year in the spring, I came in and I became a brother of Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated. That was the next level. From there, it's just been skyrocketing. Now I'm a part of Kappa Omicron Nu Honor Society for Human Sciences. I'm P3. I'm a mentor for the freshmen, and then I'm also a part of Black, which is basically like a male organization, and we focus on uplifting other males.
That's a lot.
It is a lot.
I can say that my resume probably isn't as deep as that, but when I did come here, there was a couple things that kind of caught my eye. As far as organizations, I actually was in KPVU for a little bit, and I did some editing with Mr. Lofton, and it was pretty fun, like kind of working around and doing videos and editing and kind of seeing the behind scenes of how KPVU works. But as a communication minor, it was only my minor, and what I mean by that, it's only like a stepping stone for me, right? So I kind of dibbled and dabbled around a little bit more. I worked at the Welcome Center for a little bit more. Into that, it was kind of like an organization in itself because I did events with them, right? So we're over here setting up. We're doing things like Senior Day on the Hill and a whole bunch of crazy wide-scale events where we put on stuff for the kids, right, who want to come and join Prairie View A&M University. So just doing that, yeah, that's pretty much.
So my next question would be for anybody that want to answer it still. What have you learned being at college?
Wow. That is a loaded question.
I can go first. So the first thing I think I learned while being at college is you got to get it on your own. When I say that, anything you want to do, like when you was in high school and things like that, if you didn't turn in an assignment, your teacher was gonna like ask you like, why didn't you turn in your assignment? Things like that, or like when you play sports and things like that, your football coach, he had you work out when you came in, and you just did the workout that your football coach had you. My football coach even had the weight that we put on the bar. Like, that's how detailed he had our workouts and stuff like that. But like when you get to college, that's not there no more. Like your professor don't tell you how to study, don't tell you when to study, they don't even care if you turn in an assignment or not. They just gonna give you 0. And then when it comes like not being at home, you living on your own for your first time. You gotta get everything on your own. And when you gotta get it on your own, you feel like not more empowered or less than empowered. It just make you feel like more self-aware. So being in college taught me self-awareness, and it taught me to like be self-aware and get it on your own. So even when I go back home, I'm no longer a hindrance on my mother, or I'm no longer a hindrance to anybody that I was once a hindrance on. Now I'm more independent due to me being in college.
Me personally, one thing I like to live by is do boldly what you do at all. And so me personally, that just means like take that step that you think you would never take. So when I first came to college, I was more of a quiet, reserved person. You know, I really didn't like to talk to a lot of people. Stayed to my real like 2-3 friends maybe. But when I came here, I knew this is gonna be a live place. You know, this is somewhere I feel like I enjoy myself. I can't have the same habits, the same tendencies I had when I was 18. Now that I'm 19.
Yeah.
So really, it was more just, it started with Panther Camp, going out there, actually talking to people, trying to get to the front, you know, be more involved. I did the freshman stroll off. Assatu, come on now. It was really, and when it came to like joining the fraternity, it was more just putting my foot out there, talking to the people that, you know, were in the fraternity, tell me more about it, you know, talk to some of the older people who I grew up around who were in fraternities, ask their opinions. And it's just put me in a whole lot of positions that I never thought I would be in. Just taking that step that I thought I couldn't do, I thought I could never be able to do.
Okay.
Man, let me add on to that for real. So coming from Kankakee, Illinois, Kankakee, Illinois, right? It's a town that you can probably get around in 10 minutes compared to Houston and Prairie View, right? So I came to Prairie View, I saw the campus, amazing. And then they said, well, Houston's only 30 minutes up the road. Went to Houston, and I got lost. The first time I came here, I got lost, and that's how big it is. So in Kankakee, I kind of felt like a fish in like a fishbowl, kind of. But coming to Houston, and specifically Prairie View, I feel like a fish in a huge ocean. So it gave me a whole lot more opportunities, things to do. And just like Linda said, I got out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But not only that, I built connections. And connections is the main thing that I've learned here. Connections can get you anywhere, into any field, any job. As long as you use it right and you don't burn bridges, connections is your go-to.
Yeah, I truly definitely feel that. I feel like I have a lot of connections in a lot of places, especially at Prairie View. I didn't know I would get to meet people like Lonnie Love or Common and stuff like that. I didn't think to even think about Prairie View because many times I came from a CFISD school district. It was mostly PWI or it was Texas Tech, Texas A&M. I didn't even hear about Prairie View. My parents and my sister, no, I lied. My mom went to UTA, but my sisters then went to Prairie View. And so when I got here, it was a culture shock for me because the only black people I knew in my neighborhood was me and my family. That's the only people I knew. So I would say for that, did coming to PV, was it a culture shock for y'all or y'all was already around it?
For me, I went to elementary school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I know that sounds like a white area, but when I look at my yearbook, from kindergarten all the way to 3rd grade, it was, you can count how many people white that was in your classroom on one hand. You don't even need the full hand. And so it was mostly black people. Then when I moved to Texas for the first time, that's when I was all like, it was a culture shock me moving to Texas because I met white people for the first time in like largest amounts, and I was the minority for the first time in my life. And usually I was a part of the majority because although I lived in the United States, I lived in the black area. And so it was a culture shock actually going into an area that was majority white and things like that. And then coming to Prairie View, this felt like going back home. It felt like going back to where I was going to when I was in elementary school. It felt like going back to like family reunions, going back to like it just felt natural, felt like home, felt comfortable. I always say that about Prairie View. It feels like home when you get there because all the people just feel like home, feel like people that you know growing up. It feel like you meet your cousin that you knew when you was in diapers or whatever, or like y'all might have played all the time after daycare and stuff like that. And then as you got older, y'all like moved away or whatever, and then like you come back together. That's how Prairie View feels. Even though this is like your first time meeting a lot of these people, you feel like you met them before, or you feel like they just remind you of somebody that you already know.
It's like the bond's already there.
Yeah. I definitely think you need to, when you get here, you need to get out your room and make that connection with people. Because when I first got here, I left. I came freshman year, stayed fall, left spring. Sophomore year, stayed fall, left spring. I couldn't do it. And for me, I was so used to what I came around. And sorry to say this, but I was like, oh my God, they're so ghetto. They're so hood. Like, I didn't see like the black excellence because I didn't even know about it. Being an African person myself, it was taught like, hey, this is black people and these are Africans and we're different. It wasn't, we're the same altogether. So that's how I came into the school looking like, I don't want to talk to nobody. I just want to find the African people and let's call it a day. But until I like started like coaching and doing step and stuff like that, getting to know people as people, I definitely think that it broadened my horizons and like, okay, wait, like I can actually get into this. And now when I do like spring break and winter break, I'm ready to get back to my HBCU. I'm ready. Well, y'all, this was so amazing getting to know y'all. I definitely wanted to see y'all outside of, Sigma walking and outside of Adele and outside of that, we really wanted to get to know y'all. So we're going to get to know y'all some more on a more deeper level with some games. So when we get back, we're going to play Can You Name That Line Brother and Do You Know His Number? So we're going to go ahead and go to commercial and we're going to be right back. Welcome back, y'all. So I know y'all ready. I'm so ready to see what y'all know about y'all line brothers. So this game is going to be called Can You Name That Line Brother? And you got to tell me their name and you got to tell me their number. Or you got to tell me when they crossed. Okay? Okay. So the first question, who on your line buys gyms on their free time?
Okay, I feel like I have a good idea. Hakeem Nelson, number 9.
Is that right?
That is right.
Come on,
Okay.
now. You know my LB.
Okay. So the second question is going to be, how many sisters does London have?
It's a tough one.
He better not mess up. He better not mess up.
All right, Neo. I think he got 3 sisters.
When he crossed and his line numbers.
London, and he crossed spring 24, and his line number is the 4.
Is he correct?
Unfortunately not.
How many sisters do you
I
have?
got 2 sisters. But she was close though. It's
Yeah.
the effort that counts.
Yeah.
Close doesn't count.
He said he's the president. He got a lot on his plate. He got to think about that.
Yeah, we got 30 brothers in the chat.
We gonna give him grace. I don't want to find.
Okay. Next question. What LB cooks amazing food during his free time?
Oh my God. Shout out to him, by the way. Amazing cooker. Deshaun Nunley, number 8. Spring 24 crossing. He cooks the most amazing food.
Hey, hit him up for a plate for sure.
Come on.
He
now.
does, for real.
This is true.
Okay.
This is true.
You've had it.
Hey, he's had it.
Yeah, I had this food multiple times.
Come on
Yeah,
now.
it's great.
Come on now.
Every time.
I never got a plate.
Got
That's
tap
cool.
in.
I got to.
Honestly, we might just make a PV cooking page.
Yeah.
PV single
That could be an event.
We can do a line. Hey,
Hey,
we can do a line.
Hold on. Gatekeep.
You gotta gatekeep.
Next question for y'all would be, what building and year did Brian coach his step team?
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Like, bro?
For real.
That's for real.
For real.
Okay, so look. I'm pretty sure Brian was coaching before I even got in college. That's first of all.
Wait, he said you only been here 5 years. That was
yeah,
true.
Yeah.
Well,
You was a
that's-
freshman when I was a coach, actually.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Okay.
You should know.
I stayed in University Square, like across the street. So, like, it's
He
kind of
bougie.
separate.
He
but-
Bougie wasn't tapped
Bougie.
in.
You want a real freshman? You want a real
I'm
freshman?
going to guess, though, what building? I'm going to guess 38. And then you asked for what, a year?
The year he crossed and his line number.
Oh, okay. The year he crossed, he crossed in this ring of 22. And his line number, dang, it was a lot of y'all. Who is your club? I'm going to guess 14.
Okay.
Is he correct?
He's correct on everything.
Okay.
Everything.
Yeah.
Everything. Come on now.
That's real, boy. That's real.
Okay.
The Neos ain't miss.
So the last question is going to be for Brian, London, and Nick. So what cologne does Ruben wear?
Oh, good luck. Nick, I feel like you gotta get this, bro.
It's just like, who came up with this question?
There's,
He did.
There's no way you don't get this.
You sitting right next to him, man.
But
I ain't got it
Hey,
on
sniff,
right. I don't got
sniff.
it on
Hey,
right.
do a sniff
No
test.
sniff. I ain't got it on right now. But I'm saying,
Can you give us like the color of the bottle?
it's black
Any-
for sure.
okay.
It's
Oh.
black.
I got this.
what is it?
Dior Sauvage?
No.
Nah,
I thought you were based.
he knows it, bro. You know it.
It starts with a P, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Prada.
Proud of what?
What?
Night. Shade. Black shade.
Prada black?
Proud of black, bro.
Come on.
Bro, you said
I said
shade,
Prada black.
night.
But I said
said-
black first. I said
No, you
Prada,
did
then I
not.
said
He
black.
said night.
You
and
said
then
night,
shade.
shade.
You did not say.
Alright.
You did
It's
not say
okay.
Blueface.
Y'all did such an amazing job. I definitely think that y'all do bond with each other. I would say just, start memorizing a little bit more. I feel like this has been an amazing part of my show. I definitely love having y'all here. The energy is so warm. I definitely hope I get to see y'all at some more functions. Before we wrap up, is there anything y'all have upcoming or anything that y'all like to shout out?
I'll shout out one thing. I mean, Nick already went over pretty much everything that's upcoming, but one thing you need to be looking out for is our Sigma Business Week. It's coming out March. You'll see dates posted. We're gonna have a whole line of events posted about business. You're not gonna want to miss it. Trust me.
Also, I am partnering with the NPAC as a HBC Red Cross ambassador to hold our D9 Saves Lives blood drive here at Prairie View A&M and the Rec Center, February 19th. That's next Wednesday. Don't get the date mixed up. Please be there. You get a $20 gift card once you donate.
$20.
Free shirts. You know what I'm saying? We
Okay.
get you free snacks. You know what I'm saying? We got the
Free
little
snacks,
medical professionals there. Ain't nothing gonna happen to you.
That's
We're
true.
gonna make sure you're safe because sickle cell anemia does affect the African community more than anybody else. So we're trying to help our brothers and sisters, the little kids, go play at recess with their classmates, and the older people, the dads and the mothers, be able to spend time with their families and raise their children to be better people for the future.
Well, that's it. I do want to give y'all flowers right before we end. Freshman stroll off. Y'all did an amazing job.
Thank you.
I know I contact you sometimes that you're like, oh my God, I'm so busy. Oh my God, it's so much. But y'all did an amazing job.
I got a question. What building won the freshman stroll off?
You already know.
You know what I'm saying?
We already know. I don't think we really got to say it, but we
Always on
already.
top, though.
Hey, Trey
on
took
top.
the overall trophy.
I'm
That's
just
all I gotta
Hey.
say.
Oh, you know what?
And TikTok famous.
You know
mind
what?
TikTok famous, mind.
Let's advertise, because, hey, this is my head coach for Walk
on.
Like a
Hey,
Seagull.
come
We
on
gonna
now.
take it home.
Hey.
That's all I'm saying.
Hey, get ready for the show.
Don't believe him. Me and
Multiple
Boo on
shows.
top. Boo, Ruben, y'all gonna see us, man.
Hey.
We on top.
We're ready to see it. Y'all always put on a great event. I just wanted to give y'all flowers. Thank y'all so much for everything y'all do on campus. Keep doing it. We see y'all. Thank y'all so much for coming. We'll see y'all later. And thank y'all. We're going to say goodnight to y'all. Bye.
This February, we have a list of events coming your way to celebrate Black History Month. Specifically, a Family Feud Black History Edition with some of your favorite orators going at it. And you already know we're all about career readiness. We're going to be spreading what we know to help those who may not know what to do when getting to the career fair. Look out for that as well. Of course, we have to run the blood drive back. An event that counteracts sickle cell anemia, mainly affecting our African American community. You're not going to want to miss it. And that's just the surface. Make sure you're checking the page at PV Sigmas for more info regarding events.
I be feeling like the man when I walk through. I ain't stunning what you saying when I walk through. I got all these boys there when I walk through. I done made a few bands on the walk through. Watch me, hey, why me walk through? Watch me, hey, why me walk through?
Well, thank y'all for tuning in to PV on the Run, where we do interviews and go to different campus events on and off campus to get insight about student life. Stay tuned in. If you would like for KPVU to show up at your event, contact us on our Instagram, our YouTube, or my personal Instagram at ITZASSATU_, and we'll hopefully see you there. Thank y'all so much. See you on the next episode. Bye.